Alright guys, so we are doing the passenger side motor mount here on a 2009 Mazdaspeed 3. So first thing you're going to do, pull the e-brake, chalk your tires, blah blah blah, basic stuff. Then you're going to remove the under tray. And I forget how many bolts it is, but you're going to take them all off. They're all 10mm bolts. And after you take those off, you can remove the power steering pump and your coolant reservoir pump. And there's a 10mm bolt that holds them on right there. And then there's a clip right here. And then another clip right over here. Kind of hard to see. Right there. Alright. And then you want to make sure you support the motor with jack stand. There's a jack, and we're going to put the jack stand over there with a nice little block of wood so it doesn't punch through the oil pan. And I'll let you guys see it in 1 second. Alright, and there's the jack stand with the block of wood, and just a couple towels just to kind of disperse that weight and cushion it so you don't do any damage. And you just want to jack it up enough to support it. You're not trying to pick it up from the engine. That's what you have your jack stand for, underneath the car, to hold up the weight. This is just there to keep the motor from falling down while you're removing the mount. Alright. Okay, now we have a better view of our failed mount here. I don't know if you guys can see all that brownish, rusty color looking fluid. That is all the hydraulic fluid that comes in these hydraulic filled mounts. So you just want to move the coolant jug and the power steering reservoir out the way just enough to where you can remove all the bolts holding the mount on, because you really don't want to bend these too much since they're pre-bent hoses. But I'll show you the bolts in a second. So here's one. Let me take it off. That's a 10mm on a ground wire. And then we have these two nuts here that are on a stud, and those are 17mm. Alright, I'll show you what it looks like with it off. Alright guys, I don't know how I forgot these two bolts here, but there's another 17mm bolt right here on the bottom. And then on the opposite side, right there, is the other 17mm bolt. And those aren't too bad to break. But the ones here on the studs, if you don't have a breaker bar of some sorts, you need arms like Arnold to get those off. They're torqued down pretty well. Alright, I'll show you the rest. Okay, so these are the two mounts side by side. This is our new mount here, and then our failed mounts. And you can see where all that rust colored fluid is everywhere. And then if you take a close look here, you can actually see that the seal is punctured, or not punctured, but the seal is broken. So there's no fluid in the mount, so it doesn't work. So this is our new mount, and we will go ahead and reinstall it. This is what it looks like in the bay without the mount. So there's two studs. I'm going to go ahead and clean some of this up here before we reassemble. Again, the motor is still being held up by the jack on a block of wood and a couple towels. Like I said, just enough to support it. And I'll let you guys see the finished product. Okay everyone, to get these two 7cm bolts to seat back on, you may have to raise the motor one, maybe 1.5 pumps, and you'll see what I mean by meets, but this should be flush right here. You don't want any kind of space there. If so, that means these are on a little crooked, and you don't want to strip these guys out. So just make sure you can lift the motor a little bit, or if you have a second pair of hands to help you, you can have them pump it up slow while you watch. Alright everyone, the new passenger mount is in. I went ahead and double check, make sure everything's nice and tight. course, these are on pretty much as tight as I can get them where the studs are, because that's how they were when I broke them, pretty darn tight. The motor has been dropped off the stand, and everything is looking good. So I'm just going to remove the jack from the car and see how it feels. But that's it. That's how you change the passenger motor mount on a Mazdaspeed 3. This is a 2009. It's been a great car. This is probably the most invasive thing I had to do to it, other than like oil changes and coolant flush. So let's see how it runs. Alright, just to finish the video off, we got about 114,000 miles, almost 15,000, 115. And it drives so much better with this new mount. And I've read a lot of reviews about some of the aftermarket mounts, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the aftermarket ones. I just wanted that stock, nice cushy feel, no engine noise or vibration in the cab. And I will definitely say shifting is much easier now. It's a lot smoother, not easier, but it's much smoother. There's no more of that obnoxious knocking noise. I wish I would have recorded that before I switched them out, but that noise is completely gone now, and it drives great. So hope you guys check the video out. The dealership called for almost $600 to do this job, so I bought the part through a dealership for about $250, maybe $255 with delivery. And you saw how easy it is to change. All household tools, anyone can do it. Save some money, just be safe about it, be cautious. That way you don't do any damage to your car or to yourself. Alright, everyone have a good day.